I think another hot topics will probably be the eating habits as well.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, because I think now I'm going through the fitness program and all that, right?
I really want to know more about this.
Sure, we can share. I can share it to you later.
Sure.
Yeah, so a lot of people has been saying, hey, don't eat rice, don't eat so much carbs.
Correct.
And all that. Is rice really that unhealthy?
Actually, okay, rice by itself is not unhealthy. Okay, what has changed is the way we lead our lives. So like maybe 50 to 70 years ago, most of our grandparents, regardless of which Asian culture you're from, many of them were not working in offices. They were not sitting inside the office and just typing away. They were doing physical hard labor out in the sun. Many of them. So back then, the majority of the demographic was into physical work, hard labor. You see? So when they were doing that, they needed things that provided them with rapid energy. Rice is that kind of nutrition. So when you're working hard and you're out in the sun, you come back and you're hungry, you eat, it replenishes your energy fast. Why? Because it breaks down easily in your system and gets absorbed quickly and provides you with sufficient glucose for your brain to function, for your body to function. But if you're going to do this while you're just sitting in the office the whole day and just looking at your screen, then you have basically no activity. So when you flood your system with so much rice and the sugar comes in, it's all going to get converted to fat and get stored in the liver, or it's going to cause you damage and cause you to develop diabetes. So that's the problem with rice. So you can eat rice, but the idea is to keep it as limited as possible, particularly if you are leading a mostly sedentary life.
So am I right to say if I work out more often, I can take more rice?
No. What? Okay. That does not. You're oversimplifying the point. Okay, so you can still eat rice if you exercise. In fact, even if you don't exercise, you can still eat rice. The idea is don't make rice your staple. Imagine I know people, I have patients who can eat rice 3 times a day. All 3 meals. So
breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Exactly. Or they eat noodles for breakfast, which is basically rice flour. It's the same thing, And then and bread also, white bread is equally as bad as rice. So
even one slice?
Okay, now you're confusing me. See, the idea is that we're talking about excessive intake. One slice is fine now and then, maybe you're going to bread dog or toast box or yakun kaya toast, they usually use white bread, right? So that's once in a while, you have it, you enjoy your food, it's fine. But don't make it. There are some people who can proudly tell me, doctor, every day for the last 40 years, every morning I eat my 2 sliced bread and my 2 eggs. So they're so proud of this routine that they have, but in reality, right, it's not healthy. Just because they're doing it every day does not mean that it's healthy.
I see.
And they still get diabetes. So the idea is, if you're, like you said, if you exercise, doesn't mean you can eat more. It means that at least you have a reason to even eat rice. Yes, that's my point. So I think we need to shift our thinking. The majority of people don't see this as important. They think that, okay, when I was brought up, my parents gave me rice to eat, I'm used to it, so I want to eat it. But the thing is that they also told you to go out and play. Did you play? And now, are you playing? No, you're no longer playing. You're not playing soccer, you're not playing badminton, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there working. So, and you come back late, and you eat late, and you sleep late, so your body basically has no way to burn off these excess calories. And not all calories are same. So calories from sugar are a lot more problematic than calories from fat or protein. So we need to understand that. So if there's someone who works out like an hour a day, by all means let him have at least 1 meal of rice a day. But if you don't do anything and you eat 3 meals, you're asking for trouble.
Then how about those brown rice, whole grain?
Alternatives, okay. So definitely, if you think about it, I got patients who can proudly tell me, wait, no, I already changed to basmati rice already, changed to brown rice already. When they say these things, you're just inside I'll be thinking, okay, you're doing the right thing, but that doesn't mean you can eat the same quantity. Okay, the difference between all these different alternatives, right, is that the speed in which they release the sugar. I think you would have heard of this concept called low GI. So GI refers to glycemic index. So if your glycemic index is low, it means that it takes longer for the sugar to release into the system and puts a lower amount of stress on your liver and the rest of your body. So in that sense, it's better. Brown rice compared to white rice, or basmati rice compared to white rice, or wholemeal bread compared to white bread. But the problem is, in the end, the amount of sugar that goes in is still about the same.
Okay. I thought it's like lesser or that's why it's
So
healthier.
the better alternatives for you would be non-rice based alternatives. So things like maybe quinoa or millets.
Yeah,
So,
nowadays all these are very popular,
popular, right?
Yeah.
They're picking up. So those are better. But bear in mind that they have their own cons as well. Like for example, quinoa, even though it's much slower and lower GI, it has a heavy, super high caloric density. So you just eat a small amount of quinoa is equal to like one big bowl of rice.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to remember.
But
that.
it looks so
Exactly,
tiny.
it looks so tiny, but it's extremely calorie dense. So you got to be sure of what you're eating. So I suggest knowledge is power. You see, so the more you know, the more you can take care of yourself. But the problem is the internet has made knowledge is not power, is a source of anxiety.
Yes.
So the more you read, the more anxious you get, the more worried you get. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people also get confused because so much
that's right.
information
There's too much
information.
information. It's overload, right?
Yeah.
So what I suggest is speak to someone you trust, who is an expert in that field, like a doctor or at least a nutritionist, or so like a friend or cousin who is into fitness. Because if they manage to get that fit, they obviously know how to get better and healthier, right? So that would be a good source for you to start with.